Happy Monday and happy Thanksgiving to all of those who celebrated and had a wonderful Thanksgiving and a wonderful day and all of those things with family and friends and all of that. So, this topic is huge. This topic is a little scary for me, but I'm going to try to pick it apart and I'm going to do the best that I can. This topic is near and dear to me because it's something that I've experienced on my own, and it's spiritual awakening. So there is this ideology, there's this misconception or misinformation that spiritual awakening feels so great, and it feels like you're going to, like, I don't know, rainbows and skittles, and you're gonna get on this this high, this natural high, and you're gonna be so great and you're gonna feel so good. That is not the truth. That is not the truth. Sorry, I'm just coming from a cold. Spiritual awakening is rough. It is rough. And a lot of the time the reason why we encounter spiritual awakening is because there's so many different areas in our life that is broken, or that things are just not working. So sometimes when things are not working in every single area of your life, that things need to shift, things need to change. When people are in a spiritual awakening, usually there's feelings of disconnect, right? You usually disconnect from friends, from family, sometimes from self. Most times we do disconnect from our older self because it's important for you to shed. Think about a caterpillar in that dark moment and prior to them moving into a butterfly, right? The transition. Think about giving birth, right? Think about babies entering the canal and moving out of the canal, and think about everything that it entails, right? It is painful, it is excruciating, it's hard. It's hard. That is spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakening starts with, it's a variation of different things, but the disconnect is real. Oftentimes you feel there's a sense of disconnection from people, from family, from friends. And oftentimes when you're in that spiritual awakening process, there's this awareness that there's this false sense of self, right? And I think that everyone has this false sense of self, I want to say, because there's so many things, there's so many different levels about us that that is true to our essence, right? And then there's certain areas of us that are unhealed, that that is immature, that have been inflicted on us, that wasn't our fault. I mean, the list goes on and on, right? I probably should have done a better job at this. I'm going to do another one, but I'm going to lay it out better. When I'm in session, it makes sense. When we're just talking, right? But doing a video, I definitely need to do, I think, a little bit more prepping for a topic this heavy. This is a very, very, very heavy topic, and there's so many different moving parts to spiritual awakening. It is dark, it is scary, it is not fun. You have crazy dreams, things start appearing, things start showing up in your life, you start connecting dots on things. It's really, really weird how spiritual awakening works, but I think everyone goes through it. I want to say everyone goes through it. But it's a mind personality shift. It's definitely a personality shift. You're not yourself. You're not the same person you used to be. Things change in your life, you know. But the spiritual awakening starts here. So all of the things that you're feeling internally. And it's daunting. It's painful. It's scary. It's unfamiliar. It's all of those things. But at the end of your spiritual awakening, you should be so concrete internally. Like, you should be able to discover yourself differently. You should be able to see things differently. You should be able to view relationships differently. You should be able to do all of those things differently. You're going to see life through a completely different lens. It just won't be the same. But I'm going to go back to this topic. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about spiritual awakening, but I'm going to go from one topic to the next so that you get a better, clear understanding of it and a clear understanding of how that looks. You know, I did a podcast on healing. And the podcast is called Manifesting Your Wings of Worth. If you want to look for it, check it out. It's a really, really good podcast. And it talks about the healing stages and the things that you need to do to heal. And it's on everything. It's on iTunes, on Spotify, Spreaker. Did I say iTunes? It's on Audibles. It's on everything. So just look it up. Manifesting Your Wings of Worth. There's a segment on healing that will tie right into spiritual awakening. But spiritual awakening is rough. It's very rough. It's not fun. But when you come out of the spiritual, when you are awakened spiritually, you just can't be the same person. Even if you want to, even if you try to. And it's not a 1, 2, 3 process. It takes years sometimes. It takes years. And it takes a lot of sacrifice. If you're not ready to sacrifice, you're not ready to heal. Because that's a part of it. A part of it is sacrifice. Sacrifice is letting go of things even though it's painful. Even though it's, you know, even though it's something you may not want to do, but you have to do it. If it's not beneficial to you, if it's not doing the things that it needs to do for your life, you know, if it's bringing negativity, if it's not bringing positive, I mean, like, you know, we know this, right? So those are, then you just let go.